for inviting me here. Mentioned, my name is Katarina, and I come from Slovakia, and I've been working as a peer educator for almost 4 years in Slovakia, which is a country where sexual education as such doesn't really exist. I would like to start by telling a story. It's a real story of a 16-year-old girl. Imagine this girl one day to walk home, and after a lot of hesitation, she approached her mother and asked her if she can talk to her. And then she looked into her mother's eyes and told her that she was pregnant. Her mother was very shocked, as she couldn't comprehend how this could happen, and her first reaction was, but I told you that you should be careful when you're kissing. And then the girl looks at her completely confused, and she says, well, Mom, we were not kissing. So this story may sound a little bit funny and incredible, and you may ask, how on earth in 21st century somebody may not know how she can become pregnant? Certainly in big cities where you have access to media and information, it's not so likely. But as this girl comes from a small village, from a very conservative society where nobody talks about sex because sex outside marriage just doesn't exist. And even then, nobody talks about it because nobody is actually supposed to talk about such dirty things. And in her family, her parents never communicate to her about sex because they never been communicated to about sex, and they don't know how to address this issue. And so how can this young girl live satisfactory and responsible sexual life when she actually doesn't understand what does it mean? In my work as a peer educator, I met young people from different backgrounds and different abilities. I worked with young people from a Catholic school, and usually the programs in Catholic school, if they actually talk about sexuality, they are oriented as abstinence-only program. And in this workshop, I realized that these kind of programs just doesn't meet needs of young people, because they have a lot of questions, they are very interested in this topic, and they just don't wait until marriage. And I also worked from young girls from socially disadvantaged backgrounds, and all the messages they got about sexuality is that sex is bad, and if they will have sex, they will get an STI and be infertile, or will get pregnant and ruin their life. But nobody actually talked to them that they can enjoy this sexuality, and they have rights over their bodies, and they can speak, and they can actually say no when they don't feel like having sex, or they can actually say yes, and that they don't have to sleep with someone in order to be loved. And also, I had a workshop with young kids with learning disabilities, and you see that they are also sexual beings who have feelings and emotions, and they want to have relationships, and sometimes they don't understand why people are mad at them when they're only behaving and they're only doing what makes them feel good, because nobody ever explained them how to handle their sexuality. And also you have a young boy who is dating girls, but he doesn't really feel comfortable with girls, and he doesn't really feel attracted to them. But the only thing he was ever told is that proper couple consists of man and woman, and that homosexuality is sin. So from what I see is that young people need to have access to right information and to comprehensive sexuality education, because they come from different backgrounds, they have different needs, different abilities, different beliefs, and they have rights to access information which touch all these subjects and make them feel comfortable about themselves, enjoy their life and also their sexual life, and make them lead responsible and healthy sexual lives